Hey, how is it going today, YouTube? It is your guy, Ezra on the low, and we're playing some more Apex Legends. Season 5 is here, and with it, we all know some of the tweaks that were made. Most notably, the massive Mirage Buff, and this was a big one, yo. This one took Mirage from complete irrelevance and bumped him all the way up to what I believe to be a tier 1 hero now, because he is, let me tell you, ridiculous. This guy's powers got a buff all the way across the board. His passive, his tactical, his ultimate, all of it. If you could buff it, they buffed it. This guy got the biggest buff definitely in Apex history, dating back to Season 1. We've had plenty of nerfs, but we haven't had a buff quite like this. This was actually game changing and changed the meta for Apex Season 5, no doubt about it.
Thanks for that.
Mirage used to be a guy that you've had to play a very specific playstyle with to be successful with, but now he is very, very noob friendly, which is what the people like, I guess. Easy to use legends that you can use very well. Mirage is definitely that now. His passive, where you now go invisible while rezzing, is huge. It's completely game changing. Makes him much more of a team player, when before his skills were definitely more solo star, which is fine. I mean, it's fine. That's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong with being a solo star. I always low-key liked playing Mirage before. He was never my main, but I mean, to mix it up from time to time. But now he's definitely main level. He is so good.
Reloading.
They also lowered the cooldown on his ultimate from 90 seconds down to 60 seconds, which is huge because most gunfights happen farther apart than 60 seconds of real life time. Meaning that you should, in theory, if you remember to do it and do it early in fights, you should be able to get your ultimate off minimum 1 time per fight. Some fights too with the Dragon, which is huge because if you watch the other video I've done previously on Mirage about just getting people down while you're invisible, was such an advantage. But what is a bigger advantage than being able to walk by people invisible? And that is what they gave him. Now you can just walk by people. They'll just assume that you are a decoy, which is crazy. You went from being able to walk by people without being able to be seen to walking by people while you're seen. And that is so boss. Like, come on. Who does that? That's just so boss.
Need to recharge my shields.
Enemy down.
And of course, this is the part in the video where I mention that I do all my live streaming over on Twitch. My Twitch username is Ezra on the low, exactly like my YouTube. I stream 4 days a week, mostly mornings. Sometimes I'll do random streams at night or throughout the day whenever I have time. That is Ezra on the low over on Twitch at 8:30 Pacific time, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings. It would be huge if you guys could drop a like and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys all over there live sometime.
Focus. Enemy down.
Reloading.
Recharging my shield.
You got me.
Alright, and I guess we should also talk about, since we've mentioned how his passive got a buff and his ultimate got a big buff, we should talk about how his tactical, that's right, the trio, all three, as I previously mentioned, got big time buffs. So his passive, or not his passive, I'm sorry, his tactical where he shoots the decoy out in front of him. Normally he would shoot it out like a limp fish, just kind of like, nah, go this direction, you clone robot, you wander aimlessly until you run into a rock. That's what your destiny will be, until Respawn said, no more. We need this guy to be bamboozling people. And so now you can simply push down on the pad when you have your tactical deployed, and he will mimic your exact movements, which, I'm not gonna lie, makes it kind of hard to tell when someone is real and when they're not. Whenever you're playing against Mirage sometimes, it's kind of convincing if you are just wandering around, like right there, bamboozled, perfect example. And yeah, it's a lot more convincing, which makes it come in handy a lot more. Anytime you can get a person aiming at someone that's not there, they're not aiming at you, which is a huge advantage, as you can imagine. I mean, I don't have to explain that. Your enemies that aren't looking at you aren't shooting you. So, I mean, big time buff there, which is awesome for us Mirage people. It is also worth mentioning that his tactical now lasts 60 full seconds, and you'll quickly notice while you play Mirage that it only takes 15 seconds for it to recharge. So in theory, you can have a bamboozle dude running around mimicking you. I like to shoot him just out in front of me and then have him mimic my movements so I can kind of steer him around some, poke ahead, just kind of have a dummy out in front of me as I'm just wandering through the streets. But you'll quickly notice that you can have this dummy out running around with you for the most part all the time, which makes it just really useful. You're definitely gonna want to be taking advantage of this. I mean, when you can spam it as hard as you can spam it, then there is no reason not to spam it. But that is all the time I had for today. I have been tweaking with my Elgato capture card a lot this week, so I just threw this video together on my PlayStation real quick. Hopefully it's the last video I will be doing from my PlayStation. Hopefully starting next week I will be streaming from my Elgato capture card. But I hope you guys all learned something and stuck around, and I appreciate all of you, and I will see you next week.